Hello students, I really welcome you to the 11th standard physics class. Today in this opening session we are going to see the first lesson, its nature of physical world and measurement. Students, this is our session number 1 and in this class we are going to see physics, an introduction, branches of physics, scope and excitement of physics, and finally physics relation to technology and society. Come, let's see the introduction about the physics in higher secondary classes. See, the lesson starts with the word science. What do you mean by science? Science is the word, it helps to knowing the truth. The human mind is always curious to know and understand different phenomena like the bright celestial objects in nature, cyclic changes in the seasons, occurrence of rainbow, etc. Science is the systematic organization of knowledge gained through observation, experimentation and logical reasoning. And there are some methods in science. Let us see the methods. The scientific method. The scientific method is a step-by-step approach in studying natural phenomena and establishing laws which governs these phenomena. Let us see what are the types. General features of this scientific method is systematic observation. We have to observe the scientific experiments and laws and all the theories systematically. Then controlled the experimentation is very important. Then qualitative and quantitative reasoning is very much important. You can experience this qualitative and quantitative in the practical examinations. Then mathematical modeling. See, physics is a subject with 60% science and 40% maths. Prediction and verification or falsification of theories is very important in physics. Now, let's see an introduction about physics. The name physics was introduced by Aristotle in the year 350 BC, that means before Christ. The word physics is derived from the Greek word physis, meaning nature. Yeah, physics is purely a nature-based subject. The study of nature and natural phenomena is dealt within physics. Most of you have base idea that it is very tough to learn physics, but no, it's not like that. Physics is an easy subject through some approaches. Let me explain the different approaches to study physics easily. First one, approaches in studying physics, unification and reductionism. And what do you mean by this unification? Let me explain. Attempting to explain diverse physical phenomena with a few concepts and laws is called unification. Let me tell some examples for this. Newton's universal law of gravitation that you all know in your 9th and 10th classes. It explains the motion of freely falling body towards the earth. Then motion of planets around the sun. Motion of the moon around the earth. Thus unifying all this, the fundamental forces of nature. Then let us see the second approach, that is reductionism. An attempt to explain a macroscopic system in terms of microscopic constituents is reductionism. See, in this picture you can see the man is trying to see the space through a very small, that is microscopic constituents. You want to see the macroscopic star, right? Let me tell some of the examples. Thermodynamics, as you know, heat is the base for that concept, thermodynamics was developed to explain macroscopic properties like temperature, entropy, etc. or bulk of systems. These are the basic things which we have to approach for the physics. Now, let's see what are the branches of physics. You may have a confusion that, sir, physics is a subject. Let us, why don't we go for another branches of physics? Is it that? Yeah, actually, physics is classified into two different subjects. One is classical physics, another one is modern physics. This classical physics is have different types. One is the first base type is mechanics. The mechanics is divided into two topics. That means the static mechanics and dynamic mechanics. This dynamics is also divided into two topics, kinematics and kinetics. Actually, we are going to have a kinematic in our second lesson. Okay, and the next main branch in the classical physics is thermodynamics and kinetic theory of gases. This thermodynamics means deals with heat. Then optics, second major part. Optics, as you know, you all studied optics in your 10th standard. Then electricity and magnetism. You are very familiar in these subjects, I know. Then acoustics, that also you know you studied in 10th standard. Then astrophysics, it's a very interesting physics. As for physicists, astrophysics is the interesting subject. Then relativity, as you know, Einstein theory of relativity. Now let's move to the modern physics. Modern physics, it has been branched as quantum physics. Quantum physics is separated into two topics, non-relativistic and relativistic. Then atomic physics, a vast physics. Then nuclear physics, molecular physics, high energy physics and condensed matter physics. These are all the branches of physics, but we are going to handle all this physics in our 11, 10, 12 standards. Okay. Now let's see the scope and excitement in physics. Discoveries in physics are of two types: accidental discoveries and well analyzed research outcome in the laboratory based on inductive thinking and prediction. For example, magnetism was accidentally observed, but the reason for this strange behavior of magnets was later analyzed theoretically by the scientists. With this knowledge of magnets, artificial magnets were prepared in the laboratories nowadays. Physics has a huge scope as it covers a tremendous range of magnitude of various physical quantities. That means the length, the mass, time, energy, and etc. It deals with the system of very large magnitude, as in astronomical phenomena, as well as those with very large magnitude involving electrons and protons. This also you know about the electrons and protons. This scope and the excitement of physics tells us about the range of time scales, because very later only our world scientists came to know about the usage of time. Now the range of time scales from astronomical scales of microscopic scales are 10 to the power 18 seconds to 10 to the power minus 22 seconds. I know you all know, if you want to calculate the time, you have to put after the 10, you have to put 18 zeros to calculate the seconds. Okay. Then range of masses. That's also very important. For heavenly bodies, to electron, 10 to the power 55 kg mass of known observable universe, to 10 to the power minus 31 kg mass of an electron. The actual mass of an electron is 9.11 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. Then, for example, the uses of robotics is the scope from physics. Then journey to moon is nowadays very much casual. Okay, and the nearby planets with control from the ground, which we also send a Mangalyaan to Mars. Technological advances in health sciences that even now people are saved from the corona disease. That's also because of the technological advances in health sciences. Then the most interesting part in the design is the designing of useful devices based on the physical laws. Even I am using a computer and internet system to contact you or to deliver my lessons to you. It's also based on the physical equipments. In today's world of technological advancement, the building block of all engineering and technical education is physics, which is explained with the help of mathematical tools. Okay, now physics in relation to technology and society. Technology is the application of the principles of physics for practical purposes. The application of knowledge for practical purposes in various fields to invent and produce useful products or to solve problems is known as technology. As you know, now we cannot live without a single technological equipment. Okay, every day we need current, every day we need communication system, every day we need a lot of electric energy. That's all based on the physical technological upliftment. Now let's see some basic laws of electricity and magnetism led to the discovery of wireless communication technology for effective communication over large distances. Now we can contact a person in America or England or anywhere in the universe. The launching of satellite into space has revolutionized the concept of communication. Microelectronics, lasers, computers, superconductivity, and nuclear energy have comprehensively changed the thinking and lifestyle of humans. Physics, being a fundamental science, has played a vital role in the development of all the other sciences. Even let me give some examples in the field of chemistry first. Physics in relation to chemistry. In physics, we study the structure of atom, radioactivity, X-ray diffraction, etc. Such studies have enabled researchers in chemistry to arrange elements in the periodic table on the basis of their atomic numbers. Then, physics in relation to biology. Biological studies are impossible without a microscope designed using physics principles. The invention of the electron microscope has made it possible to see even the structure of a cell. The X-ray and neutron diffraction techniques have helped us to understand the structure of nucleic acid. X-rays are nowadays used for diagnostic purposes. Radioisotopes are used in radiotherapy to cure the cancer and some other diseases. Next one is physics in relation with mathematics. As I told you earlier, physics is 60% science and 40% maths based subject. Physics is a quantitative science. It is most closely related to mathematics as a tool for its development. The fourth one is physics in relation to astronomy. Without physics, there is no astronomy. Astronomical telescopes are used to study the motion of planets and other heavenly bodies in the sky. Radio telescopes have enabled the astronomers to observe distant points of the universe. Studies of the universe are done using physical principles. Then physics in relation to geology. As you know, geology, okay, in Tamil we used to say manniyal. That's a study of a soil. A diffraction technique helps to study the crystal structure of various rocks. Radioactivity is used to estimate the age of rocks, fossils, and the age of the Earth. Then physics in relation to oceanography. Oceanographers seek to understand the physical and chemical processes of the oceans. They measure parameters such as temperature, salinity, current, speed, gas fluxes, and chemical components using this physical technology. Then the last one, physics in relation to psychology. As you know, all the psychologists use nowadays the physical techniques. That means all psychological interactions can be derived from a physical process. The movement of neurotransmitters are governed by the physical properties of diffusion and molecular motion. The functioning of our brain is related to our underlying dualism. Okay. Thank you, students. Thank you very much. Let's meet in the next class.